Release the Kraken!
Welcome back, fellow game designers. In our last video, we went ahead and created the ear for Luigi. And this time we're going to go ahead and do the hair, eyebrow, and mustache. Okay. Before we get started, of course, we're going to save our work. We kind of forgot to do that last time, so just to make sure we do it this time. So save. And then you can see I'm actually on version 8, but we're on video like 10. So we kind of missed one. So let's go ahead and hit save scene as. And we'll add a new digit here. And you can see that Luigi is nice and smooth. That is a lie. We're in smooth preview. So if you're looking at Luigi like this, make sure you select him in object mode. And then press the 1 key to set it back to the normal view. There we go. And let's go ahead and start with the hair. That's going to be the easiest part. Jump into face mode. And I'm going to select all the pieces that are going to be hair. So this is going to be the forehead. We're going to leave that alone. I'm going to go ahead and select these up here. Quick tip, if you hold down the tab key, you can just drag select. That's pretty handy. I'm going to move around and I'm going to hold down tab and just kind of drag select for these. Drag select for back here. I'm going to get behind the ear, grab these ones and these. Back of the head here, I'll just hold tab and kind of drag. And let's see, Luigi's hair goes down to about this part of the neck. So I'm going to go ahead and just hold tab, and I'll get these. Go into my side view. Looks like I can come down one more row. So I'll go into perspective here. I'll get these. Very good. I'll go ahead and grab some of these back here. That looks good. Okay. And now I'm going to extrude this. So I'm going to go up to the extrude button. Go ahead and hit that. And I will pull out the blue arrow. However far you like to make the hair. Looks pretty good. I'm going to hit the blue square. And then I'm going to let go and grab this square in the middle. Kind of taper that back a little. There we go. Now we do have a little bit of overlap. We're going to try to fix some of that. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and just kind of select the front piece here and this front piece. You can see that he has these little wisps in the front, so I'm going to make those. Go ahead and hit extrude. And I will pull those out. Let's use the blue arrow here, like so. And I'm going to come over to my extrusion tab here and choose where it says keep faces together. Go ahead and click that to make that off, and we'll have two little wisps of hair, like so. And if I press 3 on the keyboard, those should round, and they do. Okay, that's pretty good. Press 1, and now I can just grab this and position it how I like. I can scale it in. I'll do something with this one. Scale it in. Looks pretty good. And then down here on the back of the neck, he has a couple little wisps off of there. So I'm going to come down here and grab these on the back of the neck. And I will use the extrude option again. So extrude, blue arrow. And then I'm going to choose the keep faces together and change it to off. And then I will grab the blue tab here. And then the light blue one, I'll go ahead and pull that. And then we have these little strands back here. Hit Q to get rid of my tool, and then I'll just arrange these however I like. And I'll let you style your hair the way that you want. But I am going to go over to here. And you can see how we have some of the hair crossing through the ear. That is a bit tricky when you have the hair. So I'm going to go into face mode. I'm going to select these faces behind the ear. And then I'm going to just move those back. So W, move tool, move those back. And I'm just going to make some space so that these are not overlapping too much. I check the ear on this side. You can see this kind of overlaps a little bit. So I'm going to grab this one and this one, move those up. Got to be a bit of a hairstylist, you know. And these overlapping is not going to be that big of a deal, but it's just good practice to not have overlaps if you can avoid it. Okay. This little bit on the ear probably won't matter. You're not going to notice it in game, but that looks pretty good. Okay, and then on the side of the head here, when we did our extrusion, we created this rib that goes all the way down the head here. So this needs to be fixed. I'm going to go hit Q. And I'm going to go up the side of the hair. So this one, I'll just go up. And I'm going to kind of cheat, since I have most of this filled in. I can go up to the end of this, which is right about here. Hold Shift, double click, and that should get me all the way through. Very good. Now it's up to you if you want to fuse this back piece of hair with its mate. I think I'm going to leave this one by itself, and then I will just use this. So I'm going to hold down the Control key, and then click this one off, like that. And you can see that the same kind of thing is up here. I'm leaving this little wisp of hair alone. I'm going to use the scale key, so R, and then I will scale toward my left here. So grab the red scale and drag to the left, like so. Let's go into our front view. I'm going to hit the W key, hold down X, and then I'm going to snap this to the middle. So if I oversnap, snap to the middle there. Looks good. So that is center, that is center. And then I will press the delete key. So delete. And then this back piece of hair right here, I'll just move that a little bit off center, just so when I merge this, it doesn't combine here. It should combine right on that edge, but it should not get that face. So it looks good. Awesome. And now it's going to be just to make the eyebrow and the mustache. So eyebrow first. Let's go into our front view. I'm going to drop in a cylinder. Go ahead and move that up to where the eyebrow is going to be. And I will turn off the head. So I'll hit the V key. There we go. And I can just use this for the eyebrow. So E to rotate, J to snap. Very good. I'm going to go to my poly cylinder. Let's adjust the height of this. I'm going to make it about that long. I'm going to come down to round cap, turn that on. So if I middle mouse and drag to the right, that'll turn those on. Let's go up to subdivision caps, middle mouse and drag. Let's see, how many do I want? I think 2 is good. Subdivisions along the height. We're going to have to bend this, so I'm going to need a couple in here. So middle mouse and drag. We need at least 1 to bend, but I'm going to go ahead and add 2 more. So that should be plenty. So that's a total of 4 on the height. And then I'm going to reduce the subdivision axis on this to about 8. Like so. Awesome. And then I'm going to make this a little bit pointier on the ends. So I'm going to go into vertex mode. Grab this one. And this one at the end. I'll use scale, and I'll just kind of scale those out like that. Very good. Go to object mode. Now I'm going to use this for the mustache as well, so I'm going to go ahead and hit W and then Control D to duplicate, and I'll put this one down where the mustache is going to be. And just X snap that in the middle. Okay, and then for this, it's a matter of shaping it. And there's actually a tool for it, so we're going to use that. So I'm going to go up to Deform, come down to Nonlinear, and then go down to Bend. Once we do that, you'll see we have a Bend option. So I'm going to go to the Bend option, come down to Curvature, and then middle mouse click and drag, and I'm going to drag to the right. That's going to give us this curve, which is awesome. Now I'm going to go ahead and hit the W key, and then I'm going to drag the arrow just to bend this a little bit. So the reason this happens is this bending handle that you see here. That is a temporary thing, so I can just move the mesh to get a different offset. So I'm going to move it just like that. Perfect. But now I want to keep this shape, and I can't keep moving it because it'll keep changing, right? So to make sure I keep the shape, we have to bake it. The easiest way to bake is to go up to Edit, and then come down to Delete by Type, and we will delete the history. And now this object, if I move it, will not change. So there we go. Okay, so now that we have our shape, I want to bend this around the head. I'm going to turn the head on, jump into my perspective view, and you can kind of see where this is. It's pretty good. Looks like a bit of a caterpillar there. I'm going to grab that, go into Vertex Selection, and then I will press the B key to turn on Soft Select. Now I can grab parts of this and just kind of bend it sort of softly. So this part looks like it's good. I'll grab this point, W, move that back. It's okay if we sink into the mesh here. It's not going to be a big deal. I'm going to grab the middle of our eyebrow here, hit Q, hold Shift, double click the vertex. Move that back. Again, it's okay if it goes through the eyebrow a little bit. I'm going to grab this one, Q, hold Shift, double click. And I will move that back. And I will move it back this way. Then I'll grab this last point, move that back some, move it in some. Turn off Soft Select by hitting B. I'll just move just this point the way that I want it. Looks pretty good. Let's grab this edge ring here. I'll pull these out just a little. There we go. Okay, so we have that eyebrow. Do the same thing for the mustache. So I grab the mustache. Let's go into object mode. There we go. I'm going to pull that forward so it's right on the lip. Jump into my front view. This does need to be a bit longer, so I'm going to go into scale. So R, grab the middle scale, drag that out, about like that. Okay. Let's go ahead and turn off our face. Let's go to vertex mode. I'm going to grab the ones in the middle here, and then scale those down, like so. Go into face mode. I'm going to select this half, and then delete. On this side, we're going to shape it to here. Just a vertex. Grab these, scale it, and I'll move it. And I'll grab these, move them. And I actually need another bend in here. So I'm going to go grab my multi-cut tool, hold down the control key, and then click in the middle. Awesome. I'll grab these. Let's go ahead and flare that up. Flare this. Okay. Object mode. Let's go up to Deform, come down to Nonlinear, and then we'll do a Bend. come over to the curvature for the bend, middle mouse and drag, go the other way. Now I do like this shape, but I need to rotate it. However, if I go to rotate, you'll see that it does kind of warp it, which is not good. We need to bake it. So I'm going to go up to Edit, Delete by Type, and then History. So now that's baked, and I can rotate it. And you can see the rotation handle is actually in the middle. If I rotate like this, it's kind of weird. So I'm going to make this go to the center. So I'll call it the center pivot. And now I can rotate from the middle. That's better. Then I can scale it however I like. Position it. And then these in the middle need to go snap on the center line. So go to vertex mode. Grab these. Scale. I want these to scale to the world axis. I'm going to hold down R, left click, go to world. And then I will just drag the red to center. And then hit W, hold down the X key, and then drag center. Perfect. Okay. Let's go into perspective. Turn on the head. And see where this lines up. Pretty good there. I can probably thicken this. So, object mode. Go to my front view real quick. I want to scale this, but if I scale it, it'll scale from the middle. So I'm going to move it. So I'm going to press D. That's going to unlock my handle. Hold down the X key and then drag to the center. And I'll just move this down so it's center about there. I'll press R. And now I can scale this from the middle. Looks pretty good. I can use the X scale to kind of scale this back, like so. Don't worry about the warning. It's just yelling that we're scaling using the world axis. Most of the time when you scale, it should scale using object axis, but we're cheating. So that's just what's happening there. Okay, so that looks like it's pretty good in place. I don't think I have to move that back all that much, but I will go into vertex mode. Turn on soft select by hitting D. And make some adjustments. So on this, maybe grab this ring here, pull that back some. Same thing here. And I think that looks pretty good all the way around. Go back to object mode. Now it looks like we accidentally moved the eyebrow out of position, so I'm just going to move that back. Hit W. And just move it back. Must have still had it selected originally. Very good. And now we have Luigi's hair and mustache. Awesome possum. Go ahead and save your work. In the next one, we'll go ahead and create the mouth box and teeth. So stay tuned, and I shall see you next time. Hey guys, thanks for checking out my channel. Misty and I both thank you. If you enjoyed the video you just watched, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe. Also, we are at 1,500 subscribers. Woo! That is awesome possum. Rocket Flip is out if you have not taken a look at my latest devlog. It is in open beta testing, so if you want to grab a copy and test it out, see how it plays, leave some feedback, it really helps me out. Anyways, thank you all for watching, and I shall see you next time.